Today I'm talking to you about the Magical Express and last minute packing tips and tricks. So what is the Magical Express? It's the free transportation via bus that Disney World offers to its guests that are staying on property to and from the airport. So all it takes to ride the Magical Express is providing your flight information to Walt Disney World when we make your resort reservation. You do have to be staying on property in order to use it. So it's a free service and a perk of staying on property. So with your flight information provided and a little box that I check when I make your reservation, you are all set for the Magical Express. A few weeks before your trip, they will send you yellow luggage tags. Each person in your family will get one yellow luggage tag. It says your name and the resort that you are staying at. Double check to make sure everything's right, and then make sure that all of the luggage that is getting stowed underneath the plane that you're checking has a tag on it. In my family, there are 4 of us. We get 4 tags. Should I need more than 4, I can always call the Magical Express prior to my trip and they can send me more. If it's too short of notice or it's a last minute adjustment, I will make sure that I tell you how to get your items tagged without having a Magical Express tag. So the nice thing about tagging your items is that once you have checked them, I live in Indianapolis, so once I've checked them at the Indianapolis airport, I don't have to touch them until I see them in my room when I get to Disney World or later that day at Disney World. So your luggage will be collected by Walt Disney World staff at the airport as long as it has one of those yellow tags on it. It will then make its way without you having to touch it at all to your resort, and about 3 hours after you have checked into your resort, that luggage will arrive to your room by a bellhop, Bell Services. So a couple things to note about that. If you have not tagged your luggage, it will not find its way to Walt Disney World. You will be responsible for collecting it just like you would on any other trip from the carousel. If you have a morning flight super early where you're going to be doing things during the day, or if you have a late night flight where you are going to be putting kids to bed, you need to be very mindful of the idea that you are not going to be receiving your luggage until 3 hours after you've checked into your resort. So let's say you get to Orlando at 7 a.m. You would probably presume that you'd be to your hotel around 8:30. Your luggage would not be there for another 3 hours after you've gotten there in the morning. So if you're going to the park, you're going swimming, you need to make sure that you have kept those things out either in your carry-on, or if you check a piece of luggage without having one of those yellow tags on, if you have a lot of stuff that you'll need, you can then absolutely go grab your own luggage from the carousel to take it with you. But if you do not have something that you desperately need for either daytime activities or for nighttime with you on your person or your carry-on, you will not have access to it for about 3 hours. So if it's a late night flight and you have medicine, stuff for kids to get ready for bed, definitely make sure that that is in your carry-on, swimsuits, etc. for the day. If you're going to the park, bring a mini sunscreen that can get through security, etc. Okay. As far as the Magical Express, your magic band will be sent to you around 27 days prior to your trip. That is what you will scan. You will wear that band or have it in your carry-on with you on your flight. You will scan that to get onto the Magical Express, and then you will have a free shuttle service to the resort. Should someone in your party or your whole party want to take an Uber or a Lyft to get there, maybe you have to go to Walmart or there are things you forgot or whatever, you absolutely can do that. Just know that if you do not scan in at least one member of your party to go onto the Magical Express, your luggage you will be responsible for. So even if it has a yellow tag, if you have not registered and checked into the Magical Express, your luggage will not be coming on the Magical Express. So in my family, if Justin wanted to go to Walmart and I was going to take the kids to the resort, we could absolutely do that. The luggage would still follow us. So good thing to know. Great service. I highly recommend using it. If you have questions about that, definitely let me know. As far as getting to the resort, just know that hopefully you will have done pre-check-in, which I will help you do if you are a client of mine, which means that you don't actually have to go to the lobby of the resort to check in. You will already have done it. Your cell phone number will be on file, and they will actually send you a text message saying that your room is ready. It will have your room number. It will have a link to a map to show you how to get to your room, and so that's a great opportunity for you to bypass that. My last trip, I think we landed around 7 in the morning, and I had a text by 7:45 a.m. a.m. saying my room was ready. I was definitely surprised. I would not count on that happening, but it can happen because I was checked in already. That meant that the people that were getting there at the same time that were checking in the lobby, I definitely beat them to the punch because my information was already checked into the system. So pre-check, great option, and then less hassle when you get there. As far as what to make sure that you pack last minute, definite must-haves when you're going to Disney World. Magic band, I already brought it up, okay? That's going to be with you everywhere you go. That's why it is a band to wear. I would suggest if you're absent-minded, wearing it on the plane so you don't forget it. If not, make sure that you at least have it in your carry-on. You'll need it when you get on the Magical Express, and if you're not taking the Magical Express, you're driving, whatever, you'll need it when you get into your hotel. So it acts as your hotel key. It acts as your financial ability, so you can have your credit card loaded on there so you can buy things in the parks. It has your photo pass if you are doing photos, and then it obviously has your meal plan if you are somebody on the dining plan. So magic bands, make sure that is something that you packed. I mentioned sunscreen. If you are going to the parks or you're going to the pool, a little mini travel size, make sure you have that with you. Water cups. This is from Walmart. Actually, this one's online. They sell them at Walmart. They're silver. They're like $9.97. I would definitely get one. It's a stainless steel cup, fake Yeti, but it's going to keep your stuff cold throughout the day. Do not spend $3 on a bottle of water. That's the biggest waste of a snack credit or your hard-earned money while you're at Walt Disney World. All the quick service, so the grab-and-go food locations have free water. You just have to go ask for it. They'll be happy to give it to you. So I usually get 2 or 3 cups at a time. I fill my cup. This keeps it nice and cold, so while we're on a ride or if we're not messing with it, I fill it with ice in the morning before we leave our hotel, and I have cold water throughout the day that was free. So make sure you definitely bring a cup. Multiple pairs of shoes. Justin on our last trip, he had ruined his tennis shoes before we went, so he brought 2 brand new, very nice pairs of tennis shoes. By the end of the first day, he had multiple blisters. By the end of the second day, he was miserable. We were there for 4 days. He was not a happy camper, and it's because he had brand new shoes. Don't bring brand new shoes. Wear them in. Who cares if they're grungy? Wear what's comfortable for you. I would suggest 2 pairs of tennis shoes because it's probably going to rain at some point. If you're going during the summer, it's going to rain at 3 p.m. every day. If you're going during the spring, you're going to be during rainy season and you might have rainouts all day. If you're going during the fall, you're definitely going to have some hurricane, tropical kind of weather. And in the winter, who knows? So 2 pairs of tennis shoes definitely to bring, to swap out, and then a pair or 2 of nice sandals. I really like Sanooks for females. I think they're really comfortable. Chachos, Chakis, whatever they're called, sandals. They're like hiking sandals. Those are really popular. So I have links to both of those on my packing list, but I would definitely ensure that you have comfortable sandals as well, that you'll be okay walking for a while with wet conditions. Old Navy flip-flops aren't going to cut it. They'll break. You're going to slip and slide. Just wear comfortable shoes. Kids, maybe water shoes, but make sure you're thinking about your kids too, because they're not always going to tell you if their feet are hurting. Stroller fans, if you're going in the summer, it's hot and those poor kids are going to be dying of heat. So make sure you have stroller fans. They're $10 maybe at the baby store, online. Check your batteries in any battery controlled item before you go to make sure you don't have dead batteries when you get there. Ponchos and shower curtains. Like I said, it's going to rain at some point. I'm sure in your trip it'll rain at least once, so be prepared. Do not go buy $10 ponchos in the park. Go just buy 10 $1 ponchos at the Dollar Tree and be ready to toss them. Maybe you don't need them, maybe you'll luck out, but it's good to have. Also, make sure that you have a shower curtain. If you have kids and you're going to be bringing a stroller, you want to have a shower curtain and binder clips. You'll put your shower curtain over your stroller anytime you go into an attraction, whether you think it might rain, whether you know it's going to rain, whether it doesn't look like it's going to rain, because it's Florida and it might. The reason you do that is because when you're in your dining experience, you're in your show, whatever, you're going to come out and chances are it might have rained. And if it rained, then all your stuff's wet, your kid's sitting in a wet stroller, and that just leads to misery. So take the extra second, just put a cheap $1 shower curtain over your stroller, and then you can use some binder clips to pinch it down. If it's pouring down rain, your kids might be getting wet on a stroller, so you can still do that. Make sure they can breathe, make sure there's an air opening. But that's a great tip and trick that you will thank me for in the rain if you had a stroller. Reminder that kids are encouraged, or moms are encouraged, to make sure that you bring a stroller 6, 7, 8 years old. Don't think your kid's too old for a stroller. There's a lot of walking that you do at Disney World. So you know your kid better than anyone. And I would say triple, quadruple the amount of walking that you do on the highest level day of an outing to the zoo or the museum or something. And know that's what you're going to be doing in Disney World, plus the heat, plus the crowds, plus the excitement. So naps are going to happen. Tired, cranky kids are going to happen. So be prepared with a stroller, and it's okay that they're older. They'll sit in there and they might sleep for you. Tinkerbell gifts. Tinkerbell visits my hotel room each night while my kids are sleeping. And they usually bring something like this from the dollar spot at Target. There's the Dollar Tree, the dollar spot, anything like this. For $1, this is going to entertain my kid in line. Maybe at a restaurant if it's taking a while. Maybe if we have to wait a round or two for buses. You'd be surprised how many parents give their kids one of these to use as a distractor or something to entertain them with, when something like this would be a much better option, in my opinion. So if you have Tinkerbell gifts given to your kid each day or left in your room, as long as you remember to make sure that they get there each day, you have some quick and easy things to keep your kids busy in line, which I would highly encourage. This is also going to keep your kids away from maybe some of the I wants that they might have. So there's a lot of Princess, Disney, Star Wars themed stuff at the Dollar Tree very often. So you could go spend $20 on gifts and get stuff for the entire week versus one item in the Disney gift store. So definitely think about little items like this for the plane, car ride, whatever. But these are great ways to keep your kids entertained in line without one of these. So Tinkerbell gifts, the one I want that your kids are probably going to really ask for that you might not be able to get around is a bubble wand. They're about $30, give or take, and they have like Tinkerbell, Buzz Lightyear, Mickey, and they just play really nice music over and over and over again while the kids hold a button and bubbles fly. But all the kids have them. Your kids are going to see them. They're going to want them. So I would prep for that I want. If you're going to be there for more than 3 or 4 days, I would bring just a little refill of bubbles, because a refill's $5. So save yourself that money if you think that you're going to be having a kid that's going to have bubble frenzy constantly. Lastly, overpacking. I'm an overpacker. Most moms are. You want to be prepared for everything. Just know that Amazon Prime delivers. You can get an Uber to Walmart. It's not that far. It's 5 miles maybe. But anything and everything that you could think of, especially for babies, for kids, you can buy there. So it might be overpriced, but if you have a lot of stuff, just don't worry about overpacking so much that you're miserable. The rooms aren't as big as maybe you would be used to, and with all the kids and all the stuff and the strollers, especially if it rains and you're airing everything out, try to pack as lightly as possible. There are laundry facilities there. If you're going for closer to a week, you can absolutely do laundry during your stay. I've done it. Just bring some Tide Pods. Lastly, I have a packing list that I have attached to this with some little tips and tricks of other things to remember. And I would encourage you to stop your mail if you don't already do that for vacations, if you're going for a while so your mail isn't overflowing. The website's holdmail.usps.com, and then you can set it so on the day that you come home, your mail carrier brings you all of your stuff when you go pick it up. So I hope that is a little insight into some of the things you want to make sure you bring, how the Magical Express works, and I hope that I can help you plan your trip and make it a successful, less stressful opportunity for you to spend time with your family. So as always, I would encourage you and appreciate you liking and following my page, Enchanted Memories Travel, Victoria Fricke. Like and share this video if it's something that you think would help somebody else, and I hope you have a magical night.